What's up guys, it's your favorite Kiwi coach. Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're actually going to be doing some professional golf swing analysis. That's right, some Japanese golf pros. I know you guys have been looking forward to this. So without further ado, let's go do this thing. All right, so I want to do a quick disclaimer before I start this video. This is going to be my initial analysis of this professional golf swing. By no means am I trying to criticize this golfer in a negative way. And by no means am I trying to criticize this golfer's golf instructor by any way. This again is for you, the audience, to see how I would personally look at a professional golfer's swing and maybe pick out the points that I personally don't like about this golfer's swing. Again, my opinion doesn't have to be everyone else's opinion. So I'm sure there's other golf instructors out there to where this golf swing they'd probably really like, right? So however, again, this is my channel, my personal opinion, so we're gonna be doing it that way. So hopefully you guys don't get too many negative comments down there and you guys kind of understand what I'm trying to do with this. It's entertainment purposes really just solely. So with that disclaimer out of the way, let's go take a look and hop into this player's golf swing. Okay, so this player, by the way, is Honey Golf. We're gonna tag her Instagram probably somewhere on the screen here, as well as there'll be a link in the description below. Go check her out. She has an Instagram account and she, I believe, is a JLPGA player or is trying to be a JLPGA player. She's very talented. I've actually got to see her play in person, so I know she's a pretty good golfer. So we'll leave all that information below. Now to start, I really want to go up to the top of the swing because I feel like this is really kind of the start of a lot of the issues. Now, with a lot of lady golfers that I see in Japan, this is a very common kind of top of swing position. So I want to highlight some of these positions and then hopefully we can kind of work it through and you can kind of see how these top of swing positions could potentially affect some other stuff that's happening at the downswing. So the first thing I want to highlight is going to be the trill knee. So we see a lot of just Japanese players in general try to keep the trill knee pretty flexed at the top of the swing. Now I think this is because this was a trend back in the day with Japanese golf instruction to kind of keep that trill knee bent. You're not supposed to extend it for whatever reason. Maybe it was an X factor, I don't really know, but we see a lot of pros do this, and you can kind of see this by her trill knee angle, which is 151 degrees. Now, to give you guys more of a comparison, what you see with a lot of American pros is they're actually going to be closer to like 175, 172. So most of the American pros out there are going to be extending that trill knee a lot more, which then in turn allows them to actually get a lot more hip rotation or pelvic rotation, which I did a poor job of highlighting, but basically you'd see the pocket of the pants here would be churned a lot more if she had extended that trill knee. It just allows you to turn the pelvis a lot more. Now some other things to kind of take note of is going to be her trill elbow. So actually let me zoom out here. Now the camera angle is a little bit different than what I would typically have it. However, I feel like we can still get a rough estimate. So what I like to do is draw like a line from the heel all the way straight up in a 2D analysis. And in this 2D analysis, if the elbow is behind that line, that to me shows me that the elbow has retracted quite a bit, right? It's pretty much moved quite a bit this way. Now again, some cons to that is going to be getting the elbow back in front of you on the downswing is going to be pretty difficult, especially when you don't have a lot of pelvis rotation in the backswing and your lead or trill knee has not extended a lot. It's going to be even more difficult, and you're going to find that a lot of people from this position are going to get the elbows stuck behind the body, which then in turn is going to lead into the second part of this analysis where I feel like a lot of things can go wrong from there. Okay, so that's pretty much all the backswing stuff I want to talk about in terms of top of swing. Let's go start with the downswing and just talk you through roughly right around this position, right about here. So right here is when you can really noticeably see that the elbow is definitely trapped behind the body here. So again, it's trapped behind kind of the rib cage area of the body. Now from here, what's the issue with that? Well, I want you guys to kind of think about if you were driving in a car and you're going to an intersection and you're trying to make a turn, when you get your elbow trapped behind the body, it's almost like you're in a car and you make an incredibly wide turn and then make the turn, right? So whenever you make a really wide turn in a car, what you're going to start feeling is a few things. You're going to feel that your whole body feels a little bit unstable. You can feel yourself moving in the car. And it's not the same type of feeling you'll get when you actually make a very tight and a very proficient turn in a car, right? You guys have probably felt that before. You make a proficient turn, you don't really feel your body move too much, and really you're kind of using everything that you should be using in the correct manner. Now, what we're going to see from here, because her elbow is stuck and because she's kind of making that wide turn like we talked about in the car, we're going to see a few things. So the first thing is I want you guys to note kind of the upper body and the lower body. We're going to see both of these start to kind of extend and back away from the golf ball. Also, what we're going to see is that the hands are going to start moving towards the golf ball, which again is that wide turn. And she's going to get into kind of that early extension look, and she's really going to be jumping, and she's really going to be throwing her angles, adding on a lot of loft. And then as she comes through impact, we're going to see that the hands exit pretty far out towards the right, as opposed to going low and left, right? So again, that's kind of that wide turn in the car look that we were talking about. She's losing a lot of speed, in my opinion, with that, as well as she's probably losing out on a lot of face control potentially with that as well. So to kind of sum it all up, hopefully you can kind of start seeing now, if we could have got the top of swing position with a little bit more pelvis rotation, get that trill knee a little bit more extended, get that elbow a little bit less retracted, a little bit more in front of her, and then from there, get the arms just a hair more in front to where the elbow's not stuck, I feel like this player could have a lot better chance of actually exiting a little bit lower and left, not really extending and backing away from the golf ball as much, and I feel like she'd have a lot more club head speed. Her dynamic loft would definitely be a lot lower. And I think for this client, or not my client, but for this professional golfer, she would be hitting it a lot further, a little bit lower, and probably a lot more compression as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this professional golf swing analysis. Again, this is just my initial look into this player. One of the things we'd also have to do is obviously see all of their stats, see what they're currently shooting, see if the swing is, if anything that we even need to change, right? Because again, each kind of client, each type of professional golfer has their own kind of DNA that they do when they're out there on the course. Some of them are really good short game players, some of them obviously really good ball strikers. So we kind of have to see what their strengths and weaknesses are, and then we have to tailor a game plan around that to where, yes, we might work on the swing. However, we want to still maybe work more on her strengths than we are working on her weaknesses. So we don't really lose this player's natural DNA out there, right? So those are some more things we think about. Obviously, I don't have any of that information, so this is just my initial look into a professional golfer's swing. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Check out Kiwi Golf Japan. We have a bunch of digital products out there. We have a bunch of products on our checkpoints that I kind of went over a little bit in this video. So I want you guys to check out all that as well. I'll see you guys in the next video.